Yo, so guys, as you can see by the title, today we're getting FIFA to predict the 2021/22 Championship table. We're going to be doing it on a career mode where we change the leagues around, bring Sheffield United, West Brom or Fulham down and then bring the three teams up. And then we're going to predict it, simulate it on the FIFA career mode and see what FIFA predicts the table will finish for next season. I'll be simulating it as Bournemouth, as one of the richer clubs, so hopefully when we simulate it, if I lose a few games I don't get sacked. We're going to see what FIFA predicts that the table is going to finish like this year, so it should be interesting. Just changing all the teams around and then we'll get into it. Obviously going to name it as the 2020 prediction. Hopefully it will be too accurate, as the teams coming down from the Premier League on FIFA 21 will have more money, so most likely they will get promoted straight back up to the table. But we'll see what FIFA thinks. We'll see if there's any shocks, any League One team surprising anybody. See if there's any Barnsley's like last season getting into playoffs. But we'll quickly save this. We'll decline at the pre-season tournament as we don't care about that for what we're doing today. Obviously, like I say, we are Bournemouth. We will be simulating it. The league table is here. Obviously, all the teams that have come down are in it. Then you've got Hull, Peterborough and Blackpool, the three teams that have come up. They're obviously in it, as you can see. I am Bournemouth, like I say, so hopefully we don't get sacked if I lose a few games when we simulate it. But we're going to get into it now and see what it can predict for this year. We're just going to predict to the end of... we'll just go through it now. We're just going to simulate towards the end of September, I do believe it is. So a couple months into the season. And then we'll have a look at the table, see how teams are starting out. As you can see here, we've got Preston and Blackburn to kick off. We draw there. We don't start too well. We'll lose to Blackburn. We're losing the cup to Sheffield United. We actually end up losing to Huddersfield and losing to West Brom. We lose it. We win. I finally win the game against Middlesbrough, and then we do end up drawing to Millwall. Then obviously I sim the rest of September. After we beat Blackpool, we beat Hull on a bit of a run there. Then we end up losing again to Derby, and then lose there and win there. So we'll have a look at the table after the first 2 months. We've got Fulham sitting top. Birmingham actually the surprise team so far. They've started incredibly with 23 points in second. And you've got Sheffield United there. We are in mid-table. Not a great start for Bournemouth. I say we, because like I say, I am Bournemouth, so we're mid-table. And the teams in the bottom are Blackpool and Hull. So them two are struggling to the new life in the Championship. Barnsley sitting just outside. Top goal scorers, you've got Armstrong up there, Fleck and Diagne, Cosgrove all looking strong to start the season. Then we'll have a look at the further down the table. You've got Collins, Austin and Wallace. Then assists, you've got Mousse and Lawrence leading that. You've also got the clean sheets there. But we're now going to sim all the way through to December. So we've done September. We've seen that the teams that have come down are quite strong, which we expected. Birmingham City surprising a lot of teams. Peterborough look quite strong in mid-table. Hull and obviously Blackpool struggling to life back in the Championship. So we'll simulate to the end of December, see if them teams can turn it around, see if my team Bournemouth, which I'm simulating as of the moment, can push up. We've won a few games there and drawn there, so we're still unbeaten as we started the simulation going into December. We won again there in December. Tough game against Fulham, who were second. We've beaten them. Reading, a mid-table team, we've put 4 by them. There's a bit of form coming in for Bournemouth as we see, but as we're close to the end of the transfer window, obviously I'm making no signings for any teams. It's just base squads and base simulation to see how it all goes. So it is at the end of December. As you can see, we are up to 8, so we've made a climb up the table. West Brom and Fulham still up top. You've got Blackburn and Birmingham occupying them playoff spots. 2 teams that are the surprise packages, you say. They're usually mid-table teams, so they're looking strong. Swansea and Cardiff around the playoffs, so are Sheffield United. Peterborough starting very strong for the first year back up. And obviously you got Luton, Hull and Blackpool occupying them relegation spots, with Barnsley, QPR and Stoke just outside. So quite accurate so far. Quite interesting, to be fair. Obviously got Diagne now at top. Brooks have scored a few goals for us, and Armstrong still up there in the mix for the top goal scorer, which is interesting. And assists, you've got Mitrovic at the top. Lawrence is still up there. Fleck's dropped down a bit. Then you've got yellow cards and red cards there if you guys are interested in that. We're now going to simulate to just the start of April. as April and May is where all the tasty stuff happens, where all the big, crunch games happen, see what team's got the bottle. So we're going to simulate just so that. We do actually have a cup game here against Norwich after we play Birmingham. We do go on a great run here. We win 3 games in a row, but then we do draw with Norwich 1-1. Coming up against Fulham now, end of January, which is a huge game as their second. We draw against them. We do end up losing to Norwich in the cup, so we're out of the cup. And then we lose to Forest, beat Coventry, beat Millwall, and beat Middlesbrough. So a good run for Bournemouth going into March. A draw against league leaders West Brom. Beat Reading 3-2 in a very entertaining game. Draw with Blackburn on the Saturday. Beat Preston, and we end it with a win against Huddersfield. So now you got Fulham and West Brom. Cardiff have sneaked into the playoffs. Bournemouth have sneaked into playoffs. Sheffield United have just dropped out ever so slightly, with Swansea still in the mix. Peterborough still occupying the mid-table places alongside Millwall and Preston. Barnsley have pulled away from the relegation zone quite a bit. They're heading to the crunch time, and Luton still in the relegation zone with Hull and Blackpool. Blackpool look long gone, and it looks like a task for Luton to get out with 6 games remaining. We'll see who's top. Armstrong back to the top of the goal scoring with Mitrovic and Brooks there, and Diagne in 4th. So that's still quite tight. That still could change. Assists still quite similar to earlier on, with Diagne at the top and Bennett now into 2nd place, which is good for them. And then obviously you've got your clean sheets, yellow cards and red cards. Quite a few good clean sheets. Swift with 7 yellow cards, and then red cards. Lewis has got 2 for QPR. So that's looking interesting. Now we're going to the crunch time of the season, into April and May, where all the big boy happens. We've got 4 games in a row. We actually do end up winning all 4, which pushes us up into the middle of the playoffs. Confirms Bournemouth's playoff spot, should I say, with 4 wins there, as you can see. And we'll see how the rest of the table is looking. West Brom and Fulham still dominating, still top 2 from the start. Birmingham dropping out slowly. Bournemouth climbing up. Cardiff dropped out. Blackburn remaining solid in 3rd place with 2 games to go. So looks like Cardiff are going to miss out. Birmingham are going to nick that 6th spot unless there's some drastic changes. Peterborough slowly dropping the table. Stoke pushing up quite a bit. And then the bottom 3 remain the same. And with 2 games to go, it is Luton, Hull and Blackpool that do get relegated. Barnsley and Bristol City do survive towards the end. So we're going to simulate these last 2 games to see if there's any change. I don't think anyone can drop out, but Diagne still top of that. We've got obviously 2 games here in May to finish it off. See if we can finish the season strong. We do beat Blackpool 1-0, and then the last game of the season, Cardiff, kind of irrelevant, rest a few players as they missed out on the playoffs on the last day. We do beat them 2-1. I was going to show you the table, but we do have to simulate the playoff game. We do obviously have Birmingham City in the playoffs. We finished 3rd, they finished 6th. We'll simulate this. Hopefully we can get to the final. We'll see how it goes. We do end up winning the first game away like 2-1, which is great. 2-1 away to Birmingham in the first leg of the playoff semi-final, and then in the second leg at home we do lose 2-1, so that means it does go to penalties, but it doesn't tell you on this section, so now I've got to go into more depth to see if we won on penalties. And unfortunately, when I go down to the Championship playoff final, Birmingham did beat us on penalties when we eventually click on it. As you can see, Birmingham Sheffield United playoffs, we lost on penalties, and Sheffield United won on penalties as well. So we'll simulate a bit more, and as you can see, Sheffield United end up winning on penalties. A lot of penalty wins there. So Sheffield United went back up. So the top 3, West Brom, Fulham and Sheffield United, the 3 that came down did end up going back up, which shows the depth of the squad on FIFA. Blackpool, Hull, the 2 teams that came up got relegated, but Peterborough survived, so a bit of a change there. Barnsley had a mediocre season, and that's it. So if you did enjoy this prediction, let me know. Armstrong got the golden boot. Leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.